bill through the roof? At 320 Solar, that power bill will be no more. In fact, about 90% of our customers report lower solar payments than with electricity. That's more power in your pocket. 320 Solar. Power up. Going solar with 320 may cost you nothing down. But the work we do is not a $0 job. With a 10-year roof penetration warranty and solar panels guaranteed for 25 years, you can have peace of mind knowing we will do the job right every time without question. Solar. Power up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49 live on BucksReport.com, and that is powered by 320solar.com. Go to 320solar.com and check them out. Get your solar power, own your power, take the power back and give it to yourself. Go to 320solar.com and ask for Frank Ammons. Tell him Bucks Report sent you. Tell him Blake Anthony sent you. Tell him Peter Blake sent you. Tell him all the gang here sent you, and Frank Ammons will appreciate it. Also, make sure to check us out tonight at the Deck Bar and Grill, doing a live remote for the Bucks versus Bears Thursday night primetime game. Looking forward to seeing that. We're going to get into that today. But first, let's get through a preliminary process, though. Also, make sure to check out mycannabiscard.com. Fast Track Cannabis Clinics of America is the nation's medical marijuana doctor network with over 2,500 state licensed doctors in all 32 states. Marijuana is legal. My Cannabis Card effectively links new patients with the closest state licensed medical marijuana doctors near them while saving them 30% of evaluation costs. Just mentioned Bucks Report. Phone lines are up, Deshaun, Frederick, and everybody. And I'll post the link here also. You guys don't have to get on video. You can use audio and get on. And we can take your predictions and everything if you guys want to wait till after I get to the winning angle and all that. I couldn't get up Madden predictions. I did it, but I couldn't put up the highlights of it. Long story short, I think Tom Brady throws 2 picks in this game. He throws a pick 6. One of them on the pass to Gronkowski. They didn't come back to the ball for. And Tom Brady comes back in the under 2 minutes in the game to take the game into overtime. But the Bucks lose on a field goal 17-14 in the overtime period. But I couldn't help to get that out. But make sure you check out all the other great shows today. Thursday night, you had Beware of the Bay early this morning, 9:30 a.m. You have me coming on. You got Buck what you heard at 7 o'clock. And of course, you got the guys coming on there later tonight for the live remote out there at the Deck Bar and Grill, East Del Sol, with Cedric Robinson and the whole gang out there. Great experience, great everything. Make sure you guys check it out. And if you're not doing anything, go out there and get some food and some wings and things like that. It's a great experience out there, and I wouldn't josh you on that. It's pretty good. All right, we talked about the shows. We talked about already got a call come in. Call, you're live on Sports Talk 49. What's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, you got the man. What up, man? What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Will, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm predicting a win for this weekend. The Bears defense or the Buccaneers defense is hungry for some bear meat. And we're going to be going after Nick Foles.
Right.
We're hungry. Man, I'm really into this season, man. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a lot to be excited about, especially after the comeback 17-point deficit last week or Sunday.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I sat there and I was watching that game and I was just like, really? Really? We spent all this money on a 43-year-old man, and this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back and 5 touchdowns to 5 different players. And I'm just like, I'm not even going to worry about, like, anybody saying any Deflategate stuff. I'm just like, dude, our team won. That's all I'm caring about right now. It's like, I want a Super Bowl. Seriously. Like, I want another one. I want another one while I'm still alive.
Sure, I think everybody does, Will, man. I think everybody wants to get to see that at least one more time.
I made a bold prediction with a friend of mine on I think you've been on there on Sports Static.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I think it's week 12. Week 12, Tampa Bay will beat the Chiefs. And he was just like, are you serious? I was like, oh, yeah, without a doubt. Tampa Bay will beat the Chiefs.
It's possible. You can catch anybody any given Sunday. You come with the right game plan and the right intangibles happen. Anybody can get beat.
Oh, exactly. Because our offense is clicking really good. We're getting better each and every week. Our defense is gelling, and they're connecting more each and every week. And the silly, stupid mistakes are dwindling down, not like we saw in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, I'm excited. Like, it's a good time to be a Bucs fan.
Yes, it is. I agree. What you got for score prediction?
Score prediction?
Yep.
It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be very tight because the Bears' defense is good. But their offense sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick Foles, you can't mess with Nick Foles. Nick Foles, he can pull something out of his, hind parts.
Right.
So, let's say 24-17 Tampa.
Sounds decent. Madden had 17-14, Bears winning in overtime. But let's hope they're wrong.
Yeah, I hope they're wrong. Because our defense, dude, our defense is sick. Like, I'm sorry. Like, going into the season, I thought our defense was good. And I thought they were getting not enough credit.
Right.
And now they're getting some credit, and people are starting to take notice. And I'm like, I still think they're not getting enough credit.
Right.
Because I watch games, and I see how they swarm towards the ball.
Right.
And I don't want to say O2 Bucks D, because that's in a league of their own. And it's a different style. I mean, that was the cover 2. This is something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is a 3-4, and the cover 2 was a lot different than a 3-4. But, man, they swarm on that ball so quick, and our front 7 is just brutal, and our secondary is so quick. I when I saw the starting lineup, or not starting, the depth chart, I had questions about Whitehead starting over Edwards. I was like, really? Whitehead over Edwards? Edwards was like beast mode last year.
Right.
That was and I guess Whitehead's proved me wrong a little bit. I mean, I still want to see more Edwards because I really, really like Mike Edwards, but
they're gonna get in there. They're gonna have a rotation and things like that. So you should see all three of them. I think you're gonna see all three safeties out there today, give or take whatever the matchup is. They're gonna try to go to Cordarrelle Patterson a lot with screens and quick passes to get the ball out of Foles' hand. They're gonna try to run RPO. They're gonna try multiple ways to slow down that pass rush. But I appreciate you calling, Will. I got my Chicago insider here. I want to get him on real quick and see what he's got to say.
All right, man. You keep it easy, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Will Man, everybody. Now let me bring on the one and only guy who taught me a lot of football when I was a youngster out there, Mr. Sam Watson himself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear, brother. How you doing?
Oh, you got jokes, man. I'm good. I learned from you. You ain't learned from me. I learned by watching you.
No. What's going? What you got today for your Chicago Bears?
Oh man, you know me. I'm more realistic than anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's one of those things like where they say, are they fakers or do you believe the hype or are they fake?
Oh, buy or sell. Yeah, so
yeah, man. I'm selling all day on the Bears. You know, the truth behind the Bears is they haven't opened up the offense. They got the most basic form of the Andy Reid West Coast offense, but it's not even. I wouldn't even call it the Andy Reid West Coast offense. You know what I mean? I'd call it Matt Nagy running University of Delaware plays back when it was the Delaware wing T with Tubby Raymond.
Oh Lord, you're taking it back there. Leave Joe Flacco school alone.
Oh man, it's bad, man. And then we got that bend but don't break defense, and
right.
They seem to keep breaking.
I mean, well, you guys are currently. Let me double check. You guys are third on third downs with holding offenses on third down 69% of the time. You guys are fourth in the red zone. I mean, it doesn't seem like that, but definitely they are.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break. You know what it really is? It's the combination of that whole thing called team, where basically we give up a bunch of yards. We don't play well defensively, in my opinion.
Right.
We end up giving up 21 points, but we only score 12 points a game or so, you know.
Right.
So and we really haven't played anybody. You know, when we played a stingy defense, then you know, Indianapolis, #1 ranked defense in the league right now.
Right.
And we couldn't move on them. We got a garbage time touchdown, which was a spectacular play.
Right.
You know, come on, man. Like, it's the NFL. It just baffles me how some teams, like, you know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used to go 0-16.
Mm-hmm. It was longer. The streak was longer than that. I believe it was like 0-21 or something like that because it carried on the next year, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, but don't you got intestinal fortitude? Like, you just can't let someone like we get your butt whooped. And what I'm saying is the Bears defense they're no longer the monsters of the Midway. You know, they
thing of the past there.
Huh?
That's the thing of the past there.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, and I'm not being funny, but we were playing what they called the Tampa 2, but the Tampa 2 was right in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looked more like the Tampa 3 in Chicago, and now it's like the Tampa 4.5 because we giving up points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got lucky in the games that we played, but now it's going to be a little bit more stiff competition, and the play calling just isn't well. You know, I really we won in week 2 against Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. The comeback victory, which what gave Foles the starter. Trubisky was benched. Foles came back and became hero.
Okay, that week 3 then. Week 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that the GM actually the owner would meet the GM and the coach out on the field from both teams and fire the coaches right there. Don't even let them go to the locker room. Just fire all of them.
Mm-hmm. And just have an interim coach.
Just hire somebody off the street because these dudes, you know, not for long. The NFL, that's what it stands for, not for long. when you're dealing with these clowns.
I mean, if they do get rid of that Matt Nagy, do you see that? His name is slipping my mind. Old Colts, his head coach that caught cancer, and then Arians took over. I know he's coaching your defense out there. I think I got it written down here. Chuck Pagano. Yeah, Chuck Pagano. Yeah, he's your defensive coordinator.
You know, we got one of those. I really wish we had Tepper, like the owner here in Charlotte. The one thing about Tepper, what he's doing right now is he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna redo the whole organization.
Right.
We're gonna bring in all new coaches. We're gonna start drafting players. Yeah, we'll have half decent, maybe quarter decent years, and then sooner or later we'll be winning again. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we'll change the game. We'll change the trends in the game. Chicago has always been run, pass, while the rest of the league now is pass.
Correct.
4th and 1, maybe run. You know,
or RPO, something like that.
Yeah. And the rest of the league is like, hey, we're going to be aggressive defensively, and Chicago is more like, we're going to let you get all the way to the red zone, then we'll get aggressive.
Right. You know, and they're one of the stingiest red zone defense. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense, you know. And one of the things when we had Lovey, we had great special teams, and of course the whole league changed the game. You know, they changed the game specifically because of our special teams, because no one else was doing what we were doing. You know what I mean? And even still, we got Cordero Patterson, and he's doing the same thing. It's just, you know, sometimes it's risky.
It is. It's a chance, like you said, not for long. You never know.
Yeah, but I don't think, I wouldn't like if they went with Pagano, but that's a typical move that the Bears would do instead of saying, let's just, you know, scrap what we got here, redo everything. We're the 3rd largest major market, and you know, although New York is New York, and they're not doing well with either team right now.
Well, I believe that has to do with the head coach that they hired, with a failing wide receiver coach out of New England, and Judge, and to hire him as a head coach. While the Chiefs' Eric Bieniemy can't get a job, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh man, we already know. We already know. And you know, I'm at work, so I can't say too much.
I mean, I talked about that with Rick Hughes, the guy I told you that moved out to Charlotte, and I told him to link up with you, Rick Hughes. Yeah, he's actually moved out there now. I told him about that with a guy who played wide receiver for the Eagles I know, and he knows Eric Bieniemy, and he told me things that Eric Bieniemy told him about in the interviews. He said their coaches was the interviewers would sit on their phone, and they wouldn't really engage him in his presentation of you know, being head coach and things like that. So Rick Hughes I gave him a lot of respect for what he said, because he said, maybe, I don't know if you want to call it, if people can call it what you want to call it. He said, well, maybe they like to hire guys that they're comfortable with. And you take that, what you want to say, what you take out of that, but they hire guys that you're more comfortable with. Whether I know you really want to chime into that, but I Rick Hughes.
No one else can see my face, can they?
Yeah. So,
but you know what? And going away from sports, and this is the political agenda of the day that I'm really looking at as far as lifestyles. Everything in the USA is broke. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not I'm not against the USA. I'm just saying everything is broke. You know, it
needs reform. It needs reform.
It needs to be broken down and built back up. There's a difference. Reform is, we may change something here, we may change something there. That's what the Chicago Bears keep doing. Oh, we're gonna keep running this Tampa too, because those are the players we have. Get rid of those players. Bring in the players you need. You know, tell me my cornerbacks.
You're right. Only person I can really name off the top of my head that's off rip is Eddie Jackson. I believe you got Kyle Fuller.
Fuller is our corner.
And then I think it's Jalen Johnson, correct, or something like that.
He's a rookie now. Yeah. What I'll say about him is they drafted him to conform to what the league is now, which is you got to have covered corners. Kyle Fuller is more of a system corner. Okay, right. I'll play 7 yards off. Sometimes I'll bump up to 4 yards off, but I'm not really going to cover anybody major. He gave up the touchdown last week to a guy that looked like a tight end but he was playing out wide, but I have no idea who his name is. We're giving up major yardage in every game that somebody you'd never heard of. Atlanta, their second wide receiver now, Atlanta's a Casey or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Kazi.
Uh, yeah, you have no idea who this guy is. What school did he go to? You may know, but
Nope.
nobody
Yep.
else knows. And we're talking about an all-pro corner giving up yards to a Kazi.
Right.
Come on, man. Like, so what I'm saying is we need to break the whole thing. That's what Tepper is doing here. Not everybody can see, but if you look way off in the distance, you see Bank of America Stadium right there.
Yeah.
But I like what he's doing, even though a lot of the fans don't like what he's doing. But these things cycle. Sometimes you have good years and then you have bad years. You have good years and bad years. The Bears constantly have mediocre years, and that's because what the ownership says is, as long as you guys fill the seats, we're gonna just put a product out there. We're not gonna put a good product out there. We're just putting a product out there because you guys are filling the seats. And the fans are always gonna fill the seats. And I'm not gonna lie, if they call me, I've been on the list for over 25 years. I'm gonna sign up and become a season ticket holder. You know what I mean? But the reality is, the last 3 times that we had super winning seasons, meaning 13-3, it has been crazy luck. We've never been a 13-3 like San Fran was last year, where we draft properly, the right guys fit in the right system, the right guys develop, and all of a sudden we have a good team, or a great team in that case. Bears are always like when number 30 was there, the safety that had like 3 game-winning interception touchdowns.
Mike. I think
it was Mike Davis or
Mike.
Not Davis.
I know the first name was Mike.
But
I
he
know
went to
about
Nebraska. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's one of those things where these guys are, getting lucky. The ball bounces right way. That's what happened this year so far. In our 3 wins, the ball bounced the right way. But last week, now you're getting into the NFL regular season, because I would say the first 3 games are preseason this year. You know what I mean?
Which is accurate. You didn't have any preseason, so it's pretty a lot of sloppy football.
And we were winning off of sloppy football. We won a game where the guy dropped a touchdown in the end zone. We won a second game where the ball was knocked away in the end zone on the last play of the game. You know what I mean? We won a third game the same way. Our quarterback, a new quarterback comes in, and we scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Come on. And you telling me that Atlanta didn't know that they could run the ball with Todd Gurley? I'm not saying he's as great as he was, but still good enough.
Right.
It's one of those things where we get lucky when we win, whereas other teams, when they win, it's because they built it or they did it right. And one of the things about Matt Nagy, he'll sit there and keep saying he has a system. Well, apparently either the players ain't working or your system ain't working. Which one is it?
Right. You got to,
or
I guess if they got Roquan Smith, I guess that they're going to really use him as a deep, I guess, safety / linebacker, because he has that speed. That's why they want to run that Tampa 2. But Dan Trevathan is not a Tampa 2 linebacker. Right. He's slow as dirt, and he's really a good run stuffer. But
he gets injured every year.
Yes, I agree.
So what are you doing? Are you really building a team, or you're just putting a product out there?
So that kind of has to fall to the GM a little bit, because the decision makings they make. What do you got? What do you got a score prediction for today? You think the Bears can pull it out with all the injuries on offense to Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay is really hindered with these injuries on offense.
So here's what I'll say: Mike Evans is faking it. Nah, he's not faking it, but he's played in every game, so he's going to play today.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't play, I don't quote me on what we did against Tom Brady in New England, but what I'll say is I believe we have a losing record against Tom Brady in New England, and Tom Brady knows how to distribute the ball to everyone. And we have lapses that Tom Brady can defeat, just annihilate. Then on top of that, Bruce Arians has these 2 things in between his legs called balls. And can I say that on
You're good. You're good.
Bruce Arians has those 2 things that I don't think Nagy has, and it's just one of those things where, teams mirror their coach. And if you believe that you're going to win, you're going to win. you know, and then on top of all that, the caller before me was talking about you guys' defense, and your defense is killer, and we don't have our what I would call our X factor, which is Tariq Cohen. We got a nice running back, but he's nothing compared to David. Is his last name David? 45 for you guys, the middle linebacker.
Oh, Devin White.
Yeah, top 3 middle linebackers in the league. You know what I mean? So we're not going to run on you guys. Our pass game is suspect. You guys, although you have limited personnel, your limited personnel is still better than what we get, what we have to counter that.
Right.
You know, somebody said the other week that San Francisco is the 39ers right now because they don't have their full squad, but they'll still win because of their system.
Correct.
They'll win because the players that they bring in and so on and so forth, they have enough. We don't have that. You guys have that with who you have. You know, 2 tight ends is enough to beat the Bears, especially with a Tom Brady and a Rob Gronkowski and any other tight end. You know? But on top of that, Mike Evans will be playing. But even if Mike Evans wasn't playing, they could put J.J. Evans out there. They still gonna whoop on us.
His late cousin.
Yeah, but you know, as far as score, I got to get off here because I need to get back to my desk. But if you're asking me a score, I'm gonna say y'all beat us 23-16 or it's 23-17.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be some crazy score like that, some odd number with field goals and things like that, and then the win factor, and you know how Tampa Bay is with kicking, so it should be be interesting.
The Bears are worse. The Bears are worse.
Well, yeah, who was the long-time kicker you guys had for so long?
Robbie Gould.
Yeah, he was the only one that could really kick in that stadium for so long, and they mentioned that several times. There's a lot of kickers cannot kick at Soldier Field because of that wind.
Wind swirling over Lake Michigan.
Yep, he figured that out some way all them years.
You ever been to Chicago?
No, every time I go, something crazy. I think it rained last time I was going to go.
All right, man, we got to connect and go. I still got family there, so we all good, but it's a different type of wind. You know, I've had colder summer days in Chicago than I had winter days here in Charlotte. You know what I mean? So, and that wind really does it. So let me get off this phone, man, or this broadcast. I'm gonna stay on and just listen.
No problem,
man,
Sam.
I think you're doing a great job, brother, and I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Like I said, you taught me everything I know. I said Sam Watson, Clemson Tiger, played with Brian Dawkins.
Grape Street.
Yep. Oh, Lord of mercy. Get out of here. Sam Watson, everybody. I know a caller called. It was a 631 number. You can call back. I had Will on. We'll get you on. I can't remember if that's Johnny or something. Peter knows all those numbers better than I do. You're just tuning in to Sports Talk 49 live on BucksReport.com, powered by 320 Solar. Let me get to the winning angle. Let all that. It couldn't caught up with Sam, guy who played with, when I was back in my heyday. He was a youngster. He was the veteran. Taught me a lot of things I know, and just have a plethora of knowledge. Just a plethora of knowledge. Let's go to the winning angle real quick, and then after that, we'll go to a break. I see you guys' comments in the comments section. I'm not ignoring you. Oh, there we go. We'll take that. Call, you're live with Sports Talk 49. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Matt from Oklahoma.
Matt, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm all right. I was just catching your show. I finally got a chance to get one in the afternoon. I just have one question. Are we going to be in the computer tonight?
Being white.
Or do they have like a color, all white?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a color rush night?
No color rush. White. They're going white tonight.
Okay. Well, that's really what I was curious about.
Yep.
The rest is almost given. I think we're going to do a 24-10 kind of victory.
Yeah, it's going to be a funky score. That's what I think too.
Yeah, I heard you talking about the kicker.
That's important in Soldier Field. Yeah, that's important in Soldier Field because it's a different kind of win. Not a lot of people have really talked about it, but Soldier Field is different when it comes to kicking in there.
Yeah, Ray Kennedy's got this big thing, and he's got this love fest going for suck-up. And as soon as he started that crap, then he ended up looking like Arguello the other day.
Oh,
so
Lord.
We need to get that to stop.
Yeah, hopefully that was just rust. You're getting that off of there, but I mean, for the most part, he's been money. I've felt confident when he's kicked, other than, last week when everything was going wrong. Why not kicking too? But he seemed to pull together when he needed to.
Yeah, that was my opinion. I think you were at the remote that you guys were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the first half was one set of team, and the second half was the good team.
Right.
And somewhere in the middle, they got shoot out, I guess, in the halftime, and got it squared away. But I'm looking forward to this. I think Brady's going to impress people. He's got some kind of winning streak against Chicago, I read, that never lost.
Yeah.
And that was always with that other team. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to maintain that with the Bucs. And the last thing I wanted to mention was you were talking about the losing streak with your guy there.
Mm-hmm.
It was 26 games. I thought you said something less than that. But
yeah, I did. I knew it was.
Sure.
I couldn't remember. Was it over 25 or was it under? It was just brain fart. But I think somebody commented in there. Yeah, it was 26. It was 0-26.
Yeah, and I think they beat the Cardinals and then beat New Orleans, or vice versa, to break that streak. Yep. I can't recall how it went. I was a lot younger then. But anyway, I just wanted to say good luck with your show. I try to catch it as much as I can.
It's all good.
And to answer Johnny Dean's question there, I saw in the chat, I am on Facebook again. I got done with that little deal I was working on that had me logged out of that for a couple of weeks. So I guess I'll be bothering you a little bit more as it goes on.
Yep, no problem.
But I don't have anything much else to say. Blake, you guys have a good afternoon, and I'll be watching.
Thank you, man. As always, have a good day. James, be nice. I see your comment down there about the color rush. He might not. He might have called, or but I think they're wearing white the next 3 games, I believe, and then they'll showcase the red later on. They've been really, choicey with the color jerseys lately. But before another caller comes in, I get sidetracked because that tends to happen, because that's how you do it on these shows when you talk to fans and you get people's opinions, and you get sidetracked because people bring up good points, and then you go, oh, I never thought about that. But the kicking thing is definitely something is to be considered, because there's a win issue in Chicago. And like I was saying, the old kicker in Chicago, he was one of the guys that could do that for so long there successfully. So until, and I guess I don't know what it is about kickers. It's just you just can't do it anymore. You can't put the drive on the ball anymore, and they can't kick. I don't really know how that works. I couldn't answer that. Martin Grammatica or somebody could answer that better than I could. He's been on the show several times, not mine, but Peter's and Josh's show. So, but let me get to the winning angle, and then we'll go to a break after that. But here it is, the winning angle by me on Chicago's weakness that I've seen on defense. Check it out. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of The Winning Angle with none other Blake Anthony himself of Sports Talk 49. Today we're going to basically break down Chicago's defense, because their offense doesn't scare me too much. There's going to be a lot of screens, a lot of quick passes to Cordarrelle Patterson and trying to get him into space and taking advantage of Tampa Bay's aggressive defense. But first, let's get into the defense, shall we? Let's go. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. And here it is. There's going to be the standard set on third down, as you can see outside there, with Robert Quinn and none other than Khalil Mack. Corners manned up. But you notice how the tight end or the wide receivers there, and Mack lines all the way on the outside, and he's going to take an upfield rush. And these guys are either going to stunt or take those gaps. That's going to be what's in their standard defense. All right, so let's take a look at the Colts game. How they lined up on third down here. Man coverage all across the board, as you can see. 2 safeties up top. And the one guy is going to come down and play a robber. So they like to play one single high safety, sometimes make it look like a 2-man look, and have a guy drop down in the coverage to pick off if you try to throw an inside route. What a lot of times Jameis Winston last year got threw a lot of pick sixes or interceptions off of. But Phillip Rivers throws a great ball to the outside, and you'll see here closer what I'm talking about. They're giving up outside leverage, and you'll see this tendency against game and the Atlanta game that they give up the outside sidelines, which Mike Evans is very, very good at doing if they're going to give that up. Phillip Rivers sees it. They give an outside leverage. Look at all that room to throw to out there, and that'll be available to Tom Brady Thursday against the Bears. So let's take another look, as I said about Robber, man coverage. There's your Robber in the middle. He's manned up on the running back, manned up, safety high. And Chicago is really good, has a really good red zone defense, so Tampa Bay should be aware of that. So let's check out and see how they run this against Atlanta. They drag across. You see the linebacker spying the quarterback, taking those inside routes. Matt Ryan can't throw those inside routes, so he's forced to leave the pocket because the pressure is too immense, and Chicago is going to only rush 4. They are not going to blitz with those edge rushers and the interior guys like Akeem Hicks and company. Here's just another look at it. Just look at the pressure that they get with 4 guys. It's just immense. The pressure of Chicago is insane up front, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see 4 and then 7 in coverage. As I said before, you're going to see a lot of man coverage. This in particular one is they're going to play underneath coverage with the corners, and the safeties are up top, and these guys are here. It's almost a cover 2 pretty much, but the corners are taken underneath and the safeties stay up tops. But remember what I said earlier about outside leverage. Atlanta goes here. They go on an early down instead of third down, and Chicago think it's a run, so they get a different coverage look. And look at all this room. You'll see I'll mark it here in a second. All this room that's given to the outside to throw this ball right there. To throw this ball out there for these receivers to get to without DB or safety interference, and that'll be available Thursday as well, Thursday night against Chicago for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I like what Atlanta did. They came out in the run front and they threw. So they got Chicago off guard. They're playing run here, and then it's a pass, and they decide to go vertical on them. Look for Tampa Bay to do that as well come Thursday night. They try to take advantages and give different looks on to Chicago. So that's pretty much what I got here. Take advantage of the coverages that's given. If they're going to give up outside leverage, get the ball out quick. Make sure you protect Tom Brady. Chip with the tight end and get that out. And this is all I got for you today on Thursday night with Chicago on the winning angle with Blake Anthony. And we're back. I like that. I muted my mic. The winning angle. They got outside. I think Chicago gives them a lot of outside leverage. In my opinion, what I saw, they like to run the robber in the middle of the field to avoid hot routes and inside routes from what I'm seeing. And that's what they like to do on third downs. Now, the robber changes. It could be a linebacker, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan. It could be safety Taj Gibson. It could be Eddie Jackson. It's going to rotate. It's not going to be the same guy. But they like to eliminate inside hot routes and things like that. So they'll give up those outside edges, which is fine. That's a safer throw because it's away from the safety and you give advantage to the receiver because you're basically dropping the ball in the bucket and the defender basically has to reach over the back of the receiver to make those catches. Carl, you're live on Sports Talk 49. Go ahead.
What's up, Blake?
Hey, what's going on, Johnny? How you doing?
Oh, not much. Just checking out your show, bro.
Yeah. You know, I'm always here bringing that tape.
Yeah, you got it. I think you're. I don't know. I don't think our outside pass game is going to be all that effective. I think we're going to see more passing in the seam with Cameron Braid a little bit because we're pretty weak. I don't see Cyril Grayson getting another catch. That's what I'm saying.
Or at least his helmet won't.
I think it's going to be a tight game, dude. I think it's going to be a 3-point game, and a field goal might make the difference. And that's scary when it comes to kicking in Chicago, dude. It really is. Those winds tunnel through them buildings, man, and they increase speed just like in the mountains do.
Right.
You know, they come down those canyons and stuff in the city there. It's just the way it's designed. It comes in there and makes a tunnel. It comes through the tunnel, and it tunnels through there, and then it makes some weird ass
vortexes all around the stadium there. So even passing in Soldier Field is, you kind of have to have passed there before. You know what I mean?
Right.
And our young guys, even if Evans is out there, I don't know how effective he's going to be. He was beat up, man, last game. And so I think they're going to rely a lot on these rookies. I don't know anything about Tyler Johnson. I haven't seen him make a catch yet.
Nope, he dropped one. That's about it.
Cyril Grayson. I know Cyril Grayson can't catch off his helmet like the guy for the Giants used to do. I see a lot of the run, man, especially with Vaughn. I see Vaughn getting a heavy dose tonight.
I agree. Vaughn and Ronald Jones is definitely going to have to show that he's the lead back. That's why I wanted to show that Atlanta clip where they had success going when they had a chance to go vertical, because this pass rush is going to be hell. Tristan Wirfs is going to have another chance to show that he was the best tackle in the draft going against Khalil Mack
and Khalil Mack alone
and Robert Quinn.
But they got, I'm saying that's a scary front, man.
And Donovan Smith has not done well against Robert Quinn.
Right. And I think Brady's going to have to take those out passes and the seam routes, man. I don't see him getting enough time in the pocket to focus on getting it to a young receiver who's not experienced downfield. You know what I mean? I don't see that, because they haven't had any time for those kids to work those routes. And Brady needs crisp routes. He needs you to run a good crisp route. He expects it. He expects you to be right there when it's supposed to be.
I agree. Or you see what happens with Justin Watson. They're picked off for a touchdown when you're not where you're supposed to be. I agree wholeheartedly on that. And what I'm saying is like when I show you that, I just saw where there's flaws in their defense when you do got time to throw, because they're going to rush 4 and put 7 in coverage. And if Tampa Bay can somehow get the run game going, they can get vertical and get down in scoring position, get 3 or get 7 in those chances. You're going to have to take chances at some point in this game. I mean, I don't want people to think like that's the easy blueprint to beat Chicago. That's just something I saw that they could take advantage of when you do get the time to throw, because you're right. It's going to be tough for Tom Brady, and he's not fleet of foot to run away from the rush like some of these other mobile quarterbacks are. But these guys are going to have to Tom Brady is really going to have to, let me say that the receivers are going to really have to come through for Tom Brady on making clutch catches with defenders on you and moving the chains, because tonight he's going to need it. He's going to need those guys being in where they need to be and make those crucial catches.
Right. Exactly. I think we can still. See, I got the Bears by 3, and I did that just because of Soldier Field, the home field advantage there.
Madden said the same thing
with the kicking game.
Mm-hmm.
But I also see that the Bucs can win, but my indecision about how well these rookies are going to play is what's held me back, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a close game.
No doubt. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be tough, and it's going to rely on who's going to make the mistake that's going to cost you the game. And we'll see. I guess we'll see who that is and whenever that opportunity comes by. But Tampa Bay's had success in getting Nick Foles to turn over the ball when he was in Jacksonville. So hopefully they can do the same thing tonight out there in Chicago, because the defense is going to need to help the offense this week in a bad way more than ever.
If Chris Godwin was out there, I would pick the Bucs by 14.
Oh, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that makes a giant difference. I don't know if Tyler Johnson can come in there and step up. I haven't seen anything from him.
Yep.
So I can't predict on what I don't know.
I agree. You can't. You can only go with what was on tape, and the only thing he has so far is a drop. Otherwise than that,
Vaughn and Jones might just rip right through these guys. I know there's a weakness in that seam. If they can get Vaughn, run Jones a couple of times, hit that seam with Vaughn a few times, the big game might be a blowout. Bucs might just actually tear them up, Yeah,
because you saw I don't know if you saw the clip of the video. They're going to line up in wide 9, so you're going to have chances to run draws and things like that, because Khalil Mack and I want to say Leonard Floyd, who the guy they drafted, Robert Quinn. They're going to line up so wide. Even if you have a tight end out there, they're not going to play inside where they can be pushed down inside. They're going to play wide 9 and go upfield as far as they can and just bull rush the edges. So you're right. They will have chances to get those balls through those gaps, and those running backs are just going to have to hit it, and they're going to have to make the first guy miss. As I mentioned to, one of my mentors growing up, back when I was a rookie way back in the day when Sam was coaching me up, he described that Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan is not fleet of foot at all. So Ronald Jones and these running backs could take advantage. And Roquan Smith, he's got some speed to him. He's much like a kind of like Devin White, not as fast as Devin White, but he's a very athletic linebacker. And that's the matchup you want to kind of stay away from. So if you can get matched up with Trevathan, I think the backs could have a day.
I think Bray can match up with Smith if they put Roquan Smith back into pass coverage. I think Bray would match up good with him, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be all about these guys running good routes. Cameron Brate's healthy. He has no excuse why he shouldn't perform today. He's been injured for 2 seasons. He had a full offseason, great offseason with Tom Brady. They have chemistry. There's really no reason why he can't show out tonight. I would like to see, one of my favorites, Tanner Hudson, come out tonight, but we'll go as it is, Rob Gronkowski and Cameron Brate, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm with you with Hudson, man. I'd love to see Hudson come out there and just ball out, and he might. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I think it's going to be Cameron Smith. I think Cameron Smith's going to be the key to the game tonight. I mean, Cameron Brate.
It's all good. I know what you meant. so many names, get them all mixed up. But I appreciate.
Oh, yeah, especially when I'm doing all this, the entire league thing, man. I have to try to keep everybody in place.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate you calling, Johnny. I'm going to run a quick break, and then we're going to come back and take some more calls. You can call back in if you want.
All right, bud, later.
No problem. There it is. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and take more phone calls, see what your predictions are and what you guys thought about the winning angle and things like that. But pressure is going to be huge up front with Chicago, and I expect nothing less. They're not going to blitz, man. They're going to send 4 and put 7 in coverage. We'll run a quick break and we'll come right back. Let me get a sip of water, man, because y'all, Lord knows, my lips get white like I've been eating powdered donuts. So be right back.
Power bill through the roof? At 320 Solar, that power bill will be no more. In fact, about 90% of our customers report lower solar payments than with electricity. That's more power in your pocket. 320 Solar. Power up. Going solar with 320 may cost you nothing down. But the work we do is not a $0 job. With a 10-year roof penetration warranty and solar panels guaranteed for 25 years, you can have peace of mind knowing we will do the job right every time without question. .320 Solar. Power up.
And we're back from our break. Sports Talk 49 live on BucksReport.com, powered by 320 Solar. Check out 320solar.com to own your power and take the power back and cut your electric bill down. Ask for Frank Ammons. Mention Bucks Report. Mention Blake Anthony. Mention anyone out here on Bucks Report, and Frank Ammons will look after you. Go to 320solar.com and don't pay anything out of pocket till 2022. Also, check out Fast Track Cannabis Clinics of America, the nation's largest medical marijuana doctor network with over 2,500 state licensed doctors in all 32 states. Medical marijuana is legal. My Cannabis Card effectively links new patients with closest state licensed medical marijuana doctors near them, while also saving you up to 30% on evaluation costs. Just mentioned Bucks Report. And always, last but definitely not least, check out the remote today, Thursday night, primetime football at the Deck Barn Grill at Isla del Sol with Cedric Robinson in the game out there. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I have to be at work tonight. I will be on Peter's show and give my predictions and stuff like that. And I just want to give you guys something today, with tape and things like that, what to expect, what to look at and things like, guys, how I do. I like to bring out what I see and what's possible, what might work, what might not work against Chicago. And we'll see, because obviously these coaches get paid the big bucks, and I'm on here talking to you. So we'll see how that goes. So callers, you can call in. I put the link there if you guys want to get on. Deshaun, I know you're down there in the comment section. Johnny, I didn't know who the 6'3" number was. I didn't want to, be rude. Will was on. I wanted him to finish his piece. By all means, whoever that was, call back. I'm not going to say your number, obviously, over the live for your I don't want to give out your business, but I will go through the comments here. I'll start up and work back. Receivers, which receivers do we have tonight? You got Watson out, so it's going to be basically the Scotty Miller, Mike Evans, Tyler Johnson show, Cyril Grayson. It's going to be the tight ends. Cam Braid, as Johnny said, Cam Braid, Rob Gronkowski, and hopefully Tanner Hudson show out today. Christopher Cole, let's go Bucks. Frederick Brown, we go bust Chicago down. I believe Sue will be a game changer tonight. Any turnover on offense that on defense that can turn into points is going to help out against Chicago. I know my Chicago insider Sam doesn't believe in the Chicago. I know he's really hard on him, but these defense Aguilar is going to show out, and I know they got some confidence, feeling better about themselves with all those offensive pieces out, and our left tackle situation is kind of rough. So Tom Brady is going to need time to throw, because he's definitely a guy that needs to get into rhythm to get things going. And San Diego had him out of rhythm the first half of the game last week or Sunday. And then you saw when he got into rhythm, second half was like night and day, man. As Johnny said, it's just the tale of two halves. Madden hates the Bucks. They don't always, Frederick. They had them winning the week before. It's just they've been off what games they won or what games they win. But they had 17-14. It was a great game to watch. I really wish I could have showed you the highlights, but unfortunately, YouTube wouldn't let me upload it because I stream it there and then I chop it up, the highlights, so you don't have to watch the whole hour worth of computer. Well, man, facts. Bucks defense dominates this game. I don't like me Watson after saying Bears. I don't like Mr. Watson after saying Bears. Oh, Bears win. Okay, I got you. He didn't say Bears win. He's gonna say the Bucks lost. What Mr. Watson said. He said the Bucks are gonna win. He doesn't think Chicago's gonna pull it out. He doesn't believe in the offense. He doesn't think Matt Nagy's gonna open it up. I think if you're gonna use Nick Foles, you gotta use him to RPO what he was successful at in Philadelphia, in my opinion. But again, he's the head coach, and I'm here talking about it. Deshaun Tisdale, certain QBs always look good when they come off the sidelines. Nick Foles fits magic, but when you plan for them, they're not so much. Absolutely, Deshaun, I agree with that. It's the thing of you don't have expectations, and then you come in, you have expectations, and then when you have expectations, you don't meet the expectations. So I definitely get where you're coming from with that, and that's definitely Fitzpatrick. As soon as he comes off the bench, it's inspiring. It's a fire lit under the team, and then you're like, yeah, we could roll with him. And then as soon as that happens, reality sets in. You're like, well, he is a backup. Yeah, he won you 2-3 games. That's what backups. That's what you hire him for, to come in and win 2 or 3 games that you need him to win. Then they need to go back to their role, not crown him as starter. So we'll see if that's working. So it's working well so far for Chicago. So we'll see. Great matchup against Mac. Yep, I'll get to see young Tristan Wirfs face off of the Hall of Fame defensive end and Khalil Mack, and I get to see. I almost called him Damar Dotson. Donovan Smith go up against one of my favorite Tar Heels, Robert Quinn. So we'll see how that goes. Donovan Smith has not fared well against Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn fits the mold of the guys that Donovan Smith struggles against. Speed rush with some power. He's gonna struggle. Jamil Dean, great tackler, better in coverage, bunting time for him to get the reps over bunting. He had a bad game. You can't throw him under the bus for a bad game. Playing man coverage, you're gonna get beat, man. It's just, especially for guys faster than you, and if you take a wrong angle, it's just that easy. And then you throw the key part, a perfect ball. So it's not time to throw him out yet. It's just he's gonna bounce back. These guys, they don't scare me when they get beat. Look at Jamil Dean. You guys wanted to get, well, I can tell you everybody. So individuals wanted to get rid of Dean after that game in Seattle, and look what happened. So you got to be fair. He was trying to say Levante David. Yes, James Barry. He needs mental help with this prediction. Matt Koskin. Yeah, we talked about that. Will the fans be present in Chicago? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the laws are or what they got going on in Chicago. I assume there's going to be some fans there. I'm gonna predict yes, there'll be some fans in Chicago. Caller heard we were playing. Okay, yeah, we talked about the colors. Misador, Bears choose navy. They usually do. So the Bucks got to go white unless you want to throw the ball to the right team. Frederick got 27-16. Misador, the crosswinds in Soldier Field due to stadium designs. It's like kicking in a bowl. Key part of the night, especially if you talk about field goals being the deciding factor. Excuse me. I bet they wear a red jersey. No, they're not wearing red. The Winds are in a tunnel. We just talked about that with Johnny. Evans and Brady getting off tonight. Drew, I can't even Pogonis. Pogonis. I hope that's I'm saying your name right, Drew. A fast start is crucial tonight. So don't have to depend on the passing game. We need good old buck ball, dominate defense, and run the rock. I agree, but that doesn't seem to work. Running the rock like that, because I think Chicago is going to prepare for that, and they're going to try to force the Bucks to be one-dimensional. Chicago's going to get their butts kicked. Tampa by 10. Deshaun 28-14. Joe Marquise Miller. What do we know? What do we know? Brady throws to who's open. Yes, that's true. Let me get these new comments. I think the Bucks are forcing Foles to pass. I ain't mad at that because he's definitely not mobile. Fits the mold. You mean JUCO backup? The Bears have played some dumpster fire teams. Yeah, that's what Sam was saying. And they got unfortunate that his last play of the game that they got the win. Oh, no fans in Chicago to 2021? Okay. I guess I was wrong. 2017, either way. It's going to be, unless some crazy turnovers happen, I think it's going to be close like that too. I think it's going to be a really close game. It's going to come down to the wire unless barring turnovers, barring something strange happens. I agree with you guys. I agree that it's going to be like this. It's going to be a close game. Phone line still open, 727-475-1882. Or click the link and you want to join in video. You guys can call in if you called already. I still want to know who that 613 number. I'm not sure if that was Deshaun or not. But the Bears offense is going to look like this. I want to make sure I get to it. Of course, you got Nick Foles, David Montgomery, Cordero Patterson is the backup running back per their roster. I didn't talk about injuries. I'm sorry. I told you how you get sidetracked. Jeez Louise. That's why I make notes. Injuries per Buccaneers.com. Chris Godwin's out hamstring. LaShawn McCoy out hamstring. Justin Watson out chest. Leonard Fournette is doubtful. Ankle. Mike Evans, his ankle, he's questionable, but he's going to play. Scotty Miller, hip groin, something that's going to nag him for a while. William Golston, full participation. Rob, full. JPP, full. Sue was likely to play. He took Veterans Day. Bears injury report, Deion Bush, DB. Safety is out. Sherrick McManus, he's doubtful. That's a safety. Wide receiver, Darnell Mooney, a guy I looked at a whole draft profile for, a great wide receiver that goes up and gets 50-50 balls. Akeem Nicks, he was full participation, hand, ankle, shoulder. You're always banged up playing defensive line. Khalil Mack was at full participation with his knee. He has a tweaked knee. Bobby Massey, thigh, full participation. That's going to be the right tackle. He'll be playing against Shaquille Barrett, and I think Shaquille Barrett could beat him a few times because Massey is a great run blocker, but he's not exceptional in pass blocking. Inside linebacker Josh Woods also have full participation. And their offensive starters are David Montgomery at running back, Nick Foles, of course, at quarterback, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, and Anthony Miller are at your wideouts with Jimmy Graham at tight end, Charles Leno Jr., James Daniels, Cody Whitehair, Jermaine Ifedi, formerly with Seattle Seahawks, and Robbie Massey, of course. Then on your defense, you got Akeem Hicks, the left end, one of their studs, Bael Nichols at nose tackle, Robert Robertson Harris, Khalil Mack, of course, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Robert Quinn, Jalen Johnson, Tosh Gibson, Eddie Jackson, and Kyle Fuller at your DBs back there. So it's going to be interesting who they all got lined up on defense. There's a lot of guys you do know, and there's a lot of guys you don't know. Misador, KP is terrible as a halfback inside, but get him in space. He's dangerous. Cody's talking about Cordarrelle Patterson. I don't blame you. I wouldn't type that whole name either. Yeah, he's a problem in space. He came out of Tennessee. A lot of people thought he could be a real wide receiver. He's more of a gadget guy. And like Sam said earlier, they're trying to relive Devin Hester type player, Devin Hester. But Devin Hester was in college. He could play running back, wide receiver, and defensive back. But fortunately, he went to the pros and played kick returner / wide receiver. Massey is suspect, very slow of his stance. He also takes a deep bucket step in pass protection. Watch for the Bears to chip on his side. Absolutely. Who does that remind you of with a bucket step? We got the same problem. Tampa Bay does. I expect them to hold up Smith's side and bring a linebacker on the edge with their blitzes. Hell, they may do that on every down. That's what Johnny Dean says. You're gonna have to help Donovan Smith because I know people say that every week, but he does not play well against Robert Quinn. And if that's not a problem, Khalil Mack can play either side. I think Quinn usually only plays offenses left, their right. He doesn't really switch sides like that. The Mack does. So when Quinn comes out and they want to bring the backup in, Donovan Smith's going to have to deal with Mr. Khalil Mack. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch. I'll probably be looking at that every snap to see what the pass protection is and how it's looking. Then it's going to depend on how Brady's going to get the ball out to deliver. You could have ended that sentence with "does not play well." Yeah, you're right. Does not play well against Robert Quinn. Does not play well against Robert Quinn. Quite a few fumbles and sacks have come to the courtesy of Robert Quinn versus Donovan Smith because he played the Rams for a few times, and it's just not good. I think we got through everything today, guys. I want to make sure to get something out for you guys for 3 p.m. showing. Of course, the game's going to be on later tonight, and all the guys will be at remote at the Deck Bar and Grill. I'm here for a few more moments. You guys want to call in 727-475-1882 or jump on with the link I posted in there. Otherwise than that, we'll jump out. I just want to double check, make sure we got everything. My score prediction, when Madden had 17-14, Bears winning in OT. I'm going to go with almost maybe 21-14, 21-17, somewhere in there. It's going to be a very close game. I don't really think the Bucs will run away with it unless something barring happens. And the reason I picked that score is because injuries on the offense, limited wide receivers and things like that. Misadori also got some. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. What y'all drinking tonight? Kraken was the lucky game. I'll be releasing the Kraken again tonight. They're gonna need it tonight up there in Chicago. When does Cup of Ray come on tonight? Oh, Cup of Ray's coming on right after this. So I'm trying to get out of here so Ray can jump on after me. I didn't forget about Ray. Ray's coming on right after the Cup of Ray, and then he's going to be on for the remote. So you got shows all over the place here at Bucs Report. I know it's like 6 minutes over 4, and I know Ray's down there patiently waiting. But make sure to check out Cup of Ray. I wish I had a little clip for her to play it for him. Ray does his thing. I just remember when Ray first started off, and it's just progressed and taken off since then. But Ray is perfect. What he does, and he fits his craft and the way he is, and I love his intro. Him and his wife, he do great things, man. But I just want to leave it with this: look for man coverage. We're blitzing for, we're only rushing forward with Chicago. Look for those outside over the shoulders if the time is available to the quarterback, and look for the Bucs to go vertical on running down. Something Philip Swager and Peter said, they're always running on first downs. Well, this week, catch the Bears in a run defense and then go vertical on them if you got the time to do it. And I think you'll have your chance, and you'll get better opportunities to stretch the ball downfield and get chunks of yards rather than trying to methodically get upfield, because this Bears defense is going to be very stingy. And we'll end this as we always do. You're the master. Oh, I almost did it again. Make sure to add me on social media. Twitter drop. Make sure to add me, Blake Anthony 49 on Twitter. You answer. I'll usually talk to everybody there. Questions, answers, post some videos of game tape, all 22 film, and all that stuff. So you guys check that out. And then now, we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. Oh, wait a minute. I almost jumped out. Let me get him in here. The dude. There you are.
Brother, what's going on today? Hey, it's Buccaneer game day, man.
Yes, you darn right. It is Thursday night prime time.
Yeah, the dude just came back from his local dispensary. Do you know why? Because the dude went to mycannabiscard.com and got his medical marijuana card. That way he can watch the Buccaneers game with the lowest amount of anxiety possible. But let me just shout out, hey, unfortunately, Blake has to protect and do everything he can for his family tonight, so he won't be at the watch party. But Peter Blake, Ray Kennedy, Joshua Cole Allen, Travis Faley, Ray Kennedy, Philip Schwegler, and Frank Ammons will all be there to help you guys get ready to watch the Buccaneers crush the Bears on Thursday Night Football. So if you can get down to the deck in St. Pete, the information's on the page here, Bucs Report, right below this post. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, everybody who helps share the content and the shows. But most of all, I wanted to say Blake Anthony, a brother from another mother, the film guru, the breakdown king. There's probably other names that I should call you, but maybe not on air. I just wanted to shout out to you, Blake, man. Great job today. We appreciate you. Literally taking time from sleeping in between your shifts to do this show and kick some content out for the people. Show your appreciation. Everybody hit that share button, hit that like button. Before I jump off, because you know me, I just want to help you pay some bills, man. So, like I said, shout out to the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. Shout out to 320 Solar. 320solar.com. Go there. Quit renting your electricity. Own your electricity. Email Frank at 320solar at Frank at 320solar.com. Best deals. Own your electricity. You'll end up paying less per month, and it will also increase the value of your property. That said, shout out to all the guys before us at Beware the Bay earlier today, knocking it out of the park. We have Cup of Ray coming up shortly here, and then it's just minutes away after Cup of Ray. Bucs Reports pregame show live from the deck. So everybody tune in, pound the share button. Blake, we appreciate you, man. The dude, like I said, is back from the dispensary. So it's well, you know what time it is. It's 10 minutes away from the time it's supposed to be.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Oh, Lord. But all right, hey, go Bucs. The dude with his prognostication skills of Jimmy the Greek from back in the 80s. Buccaneers 31, Bears 21.
Ooh,
Wait for it.
A lot of points.
Ronald Jones gets his second and back-to-back 100-yard game. Shaq Barrett has 2 sacks. And wait a minute. Psst, Devin White gets a pick 6.
Ooh, he would love that.
and jumps on his horse and rides off into the sunset. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get off here. Got a lot of work to do. I've got 9 minutes now until, well, medicine time. Great job, man. Have a good day. The dude is out.
And he's out. I'm right behind him. Make sure to check out, tune in next to the Cup of Ray live on BucksReport.com. Powered by 320 Solar. Make sure to check out Ray Kennedy up next. See you guys. See you guys on Monday.
Power bill through the roof? At 320 Solar, that power bill will be no more. In fact, about 90% of our customers report lower solar payments than with electricity. That's more power in your pocket. 320 Solar. Power up. Going solar with 320 may cost you nothing down. But the work we do is not a $0 job. With a 10-year roof penetration warranty and solar panels guaranteed for 25 years, you can have peace of mind knowing we will do the job right every time without question. 320 Solar. Power up.